How you guys doing? It's Mel from the Less Lethal Coalition. I want to thank you guys for coming back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm doing an unboxing on a very special gift that I bought myself. I treated myself to for Christmas. Got this package from Amazon Prime. Let's go ahead and get this open. Y'all know what time it is. Let's get to it. Introducing the PepperBall TCP. This is the tactical combat pistol from PepperBall. Now, this pistol right here, this specific one, is very similar to the First Strike Compact, which is the FSC. So there's a lot of similarities within these two markers, but I wouldn't confuse the two. A lot of the parts are interchangeable, so you can do a lot of things as far as that. I don't really want to do too many comparisons with the First Strike. Let's get into this TCP from PepperBall. This is what you can expect when you open your TCP. Okay, so here we have this letter here telling you to use with caution. They're congratulating you, they're thanking you, of course, for your purchase. And they want you to read the entire manual, and I advise you to do the same. Contents are dangerous, use with care, keep it out of the reach of children. Very important. Fair enough. Good disclaimer. This is your instruction manual. This looks like some sort of barrel plug right here. Got some O-ring lubricant and some Allen keys. Now your Allen keys, we'll get to that in a minute. This is one of the magazines, TCP Universal magazine. It holds an 8-gram CO2 cartridge. And here is the marker itself. And your other magazine is loaded into this marker. All right, so out of the box, you basically get the marker, a clip, another clip, instruction manual, O-rings, Allen keys. And that's pretty much it. This is not the kit. Now your kit on Amazon will cost you about $355, and you'll get a whole bunch of fluff, like some CO2 cartridges, 8-gram, of course, inert rounds. You get the practice rounds that smell like baby powder, and some live SD rounds. I can go without all that stuff. I already have quite a few of these markers and extra clips for extra shit. And here's another TCP Universal mag. These also fit the First Strike Compact, but your opening on the TCP mag is going to be a little bit larger to accommodate the VXR rounds, and these are a shaped projectile specifically for the PepperBall TCP, as well as the PepperBall VKS rifle. And we have a rifle barrel. This is empty and clear. I'm probably going to be swapping out this barrel and putting the Grimberg in here. That way you definitely don't get any problems as far as ball breakage. I like to leave my settings factory on these. The more you start messing with the velocity right here, turning that Allen key to adjust the velocity and increase it, the more you're gonna run into problems with ball breakage. This is the PepperBall Live X rounds, but if I were to put these in here with the TCP magazine with the red spring, you're gonna have ball breakage, or what they call ball chop. These are gonna chop, all right? So you definitely wanna use either a First Strike magazine without the red spring if you're running PepperBalls in this marker. You don't wanna use a spring like this one if you're running PepperBalls. I would suggest these Universal TCP mags with these red springs for round ball hard projectiles like Grimbergs. However, the magazines are interchangeable. Look, it's modeled after a typical pistol. We got our front and rear sights. When you press this safety button over here, this will move it from safety to fire. You'll see that red ring, and that's an indicator that the weapon is ready to fire. And inside of here, that is what punctures the CO2 cartridge. A mag release button, it's not ambidextrous. It's right here on this side. And when you press it, your clip will not fall out. You'll have to take it out of there on your own. This is my 12-gram CO2 magazine, and I have Grimbergs in here. I want to show y'all something else while I'm doing this. We've got numerous bolts for when you have to strip this thing down to get it cleaned and lubricated. And they take different size Allen keys. It's fairly simple. I had to take this guy apart. If you remember my first video on my first strike, this is actually the same pistol, okay? This was all black, and what I did was I used Easy Off oven cleaner, and it was a fairly simple, quick process. I probably got to touch this up right here, but other than that, you don't really lose the lettering or anything. Everything's still on there as if it were laser printed or laser engraved, however they did that. But yeah, everything remains, and it's a beautiful looking marker. I like it for what it is. I like that grip too. I'm definitely gonna fix this thing up. But back to the TCP. Here we can mount lasers. You could put a laser here as well as a flashlight. There's one of the mini O-lights that you can squeeze onto here without a compensator. I don't really like to put too many things on something like this, but I definitely want to run this with a flashlight and a laser. Now, if you're looking for personal self-defense on a less lethal realm, I think this is the perfect weapon of choice. I mean, to me, it's undefeated. What you do is you add your 8-gram CO2 to these magazines. These are 8-gram magazines here, and these are 12. This is 12. Grimberg's website, hopefully they have a black one that'll match this. But I don't care about matching. I care about reliability, and Grimberg's gonna give you that. So anyway, we get our CO2 in here. Drop it down in there, just like that. Just kind of turn this until it fits snug. Don't turn it all the way, or else you'll puncture this and you'll get air leaking out everywhere. You don't want that just yet. Now this is a red spring as well, so I won't put any pepper balls in here. I'll just keep the pepper balls in the first strike magazine. Like I said, make sure that spring is all silver, or else you're gonna crush your balls. Protect your balls. So now, basically, some people just put their projectiles in, and listen, I'm fine with that. Me, I like to pull this down and lock it in, like so. And then I start to load my projectiles. Now I'm running Grimberg HP 68 projectiles. These are 8 grams, and they're solid as a rock, and it's pretty much all I like to shoot. But let's get this mag loaded. Put it in. You see our spring right here? This is what holds our projectiles in place. You pull this spring down, but you don't really need to. We got, and our last one right here. So the magazines hold 6 rounds, and whether you get this 12-gram magazine from Grimberg or a standard 8-gram, they're both gonna hold 6 rounds. I'm gonna show y'all something right now. What I like to do is take a jewel round. I'm literally getting ready to drop a jewel. What I like to do is take a jewel and drop it down in here. You see this? Take that jewel round and just drop it down in there. Then insert your magazine. You got to do it with a little bit of force though. All right, so now this is pretty much a Game Shark cheat code. You now have 7 rounds in your PepperBall TCP. It feels good in the hand, and it's very reliable. Listen, this thing has a punch, all right? And especially with the ammo I have in here, I hope and pray that I do not have to use this on somebody. All right, because this is going to be a life-changing event. Once again, Coalition, I don't want to stand here and attempt to run down everything about this thing to you, because I can't really get into all the mechanics, just like every other gun that I like and I buy. I'm in love with these things, but listen, y'all got to do a little bit of due diligence, and I advise you to do that when you buy these products. Please, please, please read these instruction manuals that they come with, okay? These are going to tell you everything you need to know to keep you and your family and everyone around you safe. Because that's what we promote over here, the Less Lethal Coalition, safety. All I want is for people to move safely throughout their daily travels in their lives, protecting themselves and their loved ones, preserving their right to self-preservation, and upholding our Second Amendment of the Constitution. This is our right. It will not be infringed. We will not be encroached upon by wild criminals that are insane. It's insanity out here right now. I'm not going to get into the politics, but needless to say, Things are out of control in the street. We have to protect ourselves by any means necessary, and this is how you could do it right here without having blood on your hands from murdering somebody. I don't think you need to die because you tried it at a gas station. This is more than enough to do what you need to do. And trust me, most thugs are cowards. They're cowards, and most thugs also do not have jobs. And if they don't have jobs, 9 times out of 10, probably don't have good health insurance, if any at all. So if you run down on anyone from the Less Lethal Coalition who is armed and upholding their rights, it's going to be an expensive, costly lesson for you. It's going to get very expensive, okay? So the main reason I went with the PepperBall TCP is because it's reliability. It's tried and true, and it's trusted. This is used by hundreds, if not thousands, of law enforcement agencies all around the United States. So I definitely didn't hesitate there. And I look forward to carrying this guy around and using it for another form of home defense. Now, one of the main differences between the PepperBall TCP and your First Strike compact pistol is the First Strike has the ability, if you see these holes here, to be turned into a carbine pistol. And your PepperBall TCP does not. I'm not gonna even bother to start turning wrenches, taking off these. That's when you're getting into all your technical stuff like your regulators and your O-rings and all those other parts that are in there that I don't know anything about, that Henry knows a lot of things about. Shout out to Henry. Go follow him over there at his channel. Smell from the Less Lethal Coalition. Y'all be safe out there.